Okay, I think we're live. Welcome everybody to another Bankless DAO demo day. We have two demos coming up today, Gritti and PraiseBot. We're starting off today with the Gritti demo. Gritti is a Web3 empowered lifestyle social app that actively assists its users in achieving their exercise goals and maintaining a healthy lifestyle. Gritti is backed by a team with experience in building one of the largest running apps in the world with 130 million users and aims to be the first Web3 killer app. I can speak from experience saying that Gritti is a very fun experience. It allows you to get involved in some cool things like metathons, which are marathons that coincide with real life marathons, but you are able to run them from home. So the last one I took part in was the Tokyo Marathon, and I'm going to be getting a little NFT for my participation in that. So if you're into running, you're into Web3, this is a great place to look. Today, we're joined by Feng, who is the founder and CEO. Feng, really great to have you here today.
Thank you, Anna Thinker, and yeah, very good to be here, and thank you so much for the invitation. So my name is Feng Shen. In terms of maybe I can just briefly give an intro of myself and also my project, and we can jump right into the product demo.
Sounds
Um,
good.
so in terms of my background, I'm actually ethnically Korean, but I grew up in China and went to school in the States. Went to University of Chicago, and then went into investment banking at Goldman, and then private equity. And in 2018, sort of caught the crypto bug. I knew of blockchain technology, back in 2016. Thought it was very cool, but did not think of buying some Bitcoins, which I missed, a very big opportunity. But after sort of studying more, learning more, I actually got very excited in 2018 and started a crypto for blockchain incubation fund with a few founders. Our fund size was about $50 million, and we worked with some pretty well-known entrepreneurs in Asia Pacific. One is the COO of Didi, which was the Uber of China, and also the sort of founding team member of YY and Huya, which is sort of the Twitch of China. But back then we were doing dApps, and like in 2018, I don't think the infrastructure was ready, the market was ready, but our investments rolled back into equity, and those are performing well. And in 2020, towards the end of 2021, I joined, as I mentioned before, the previous venture in terms of creating one of the largest running apps in the world with 130 million users, about 4 to 5 million DAUs. And we started sort of, thinking, we saw a lot of issues within Web2, and we want to resolve those issues. And given my background in terms of incubating projects and investing in projects, we thought, Web3 is definitely something very exciting for our team. And, to address the elephant in the room, Stefan did give us some inspiration in terms of utilizing NFTs and utilizing sort X to earn mechanics. And also in terms of their white paper, a lot of product features they haven't rolled out yet. We were doing it in Web3 settings before, and we believe that there's definitely a great white space for us to tap into, and to sort of grow our community. So in terms of our ultimate goal, our ultimate objective is to create a social fitness platform that sort of services the runner communities on one side, and also incorporate sort of externalities from brands, from marathon event organizers, schools, corporations, you name it, in terms of people, in terms of creating that social setting, creating that social network. to make running more fun, more engaging, and to maintaining a healthy habit less of a chore, but something that you can get excited and about, and to make it more fun. So in terms of sort of why we're doing this, what problems that we're trying to solve here, is in the Web2 space, traditional running apps, there's high customer acquisition cost, low retention, and limited sort of social engagement, and a lot of the run-of-the-mill sort of functionalities, and it's very difficult to differentiate. And early adopters can actually sort of just gather a lot of traffic and not innovate, and only think about servicing their advertisers. So that's a core set of issues that we're trying to resolve. And also on the running community side, there are thousands and thousands of sort of decentralized runner groups throughout the world. But there's no effective sort of engagement tools besides instant messenger, shouting out, message boards and stuff to sort of engage their community. And it's difficult for members to find the right fit, the right group for them. And also there's a lack of business model for these running communities. They're usually sort of out of goodwill of the founders of these running groups. And there's very limited access to sort of collaboration opportunities for brands and events. And on the other side, brands are very interested in finding these sort of runner communities. But there's no cost-effective way to locate them, to perform due diligence, and also to engage and find these communities. The reason for them to be sort of looking into creating these communities is the success of Lululemon, how they sort of utilize yoga studios and created sort of community for and created that brand loyalty, and started selling products like yoga wear, and then went up to women's wear, men's wear, and it has become wildly successful. And brands like Nike, Adidas, Asics, Puma, Hoka, they're all looking to not replicate the success, because it's different brand DNA, but to at least have access or to maintain these communities. But it's very expensive to find these BD per people, to find these running community groups without any credentials, without any sort of prior knowledge, and it takes a long time to build those relationships. And marathon events, there's some pain points for them. There are a lot of pain points in this industry. Sorry to run on a little bit. But for marathon events, they require sort of previously verifiable running records to participate in them. And also a lot of people, because for these events, the attendance can be 10,000, 20,000, up to 50,000, but the applicants can be 3 to 5 times that. And a lot of them run raffles, but these raffles are very opaque, and there's definitely a lot of cheating going on. We are trying to sort of utilize sort of blockchain enabled credential system to alleviate these issues. And also there's a limited sort of engagement outside of the event. It's an annual event, and there may be some sort of running sort of side events before and after the event, after the main attraction. But sort of for most part of the year, it is difficult for them to engage with their users. And in Web3, there's definitely a lot of problems, in particular SocialFi projects, because we're trying to create a social fitness platform. And we consider ourselves as a vertical within SocialFi. So there's no effective way to access a bigger user base. Web3, we're still early. It is a very limited sort of number of people that are actively engaged, and wealth effect is the main sort of still is the main attraction a lot of times, and this is highly dependent on market conditions. And also, it is very difficult to create a sustainable sort of cash flow for projects, because most of NFT projects and social projects sort of rely on their token prices and NFT prices and transaction frequencies, in terms of sort of getting fees from these trading activities. So with all these problems in mind, what we have created is very robust. In terms of gamification, we want to make running fun. We want to sort of create through our games, create communities, and also onboard existing running communities. And sort of one of the staples of that is stake run. Stake run is very simple to understand. It's sort of like a PvP mode, where I will go into detail in the product demo in terms of sharing my screen later. Sort of to give you a brief overview of what stake run is people set their exercise targets for the week or for 2-3 days, depending on how you want to sort of the duration you want to set the cohorts to be, and stake certain amount of fiat or tokens against that target. And after you achieve your exercise goals, you get your principal back, and also is entitled to share in the stakings of those who didn't complete their targets. And we did this in Web2 using fiat before, and it did gather us 30 million new users, unique users, and also in terms of the price pool on an annual basis went up to all the way to 30 to $40 million. And so this is a very exciting game mode that Web2 runners really enjoy, and we want to sort of utilize this to attract a lot of Web2 runners into the ecosystem. And we did build sort of conversion mechanisms within this as well, in terms of using fiat. If you use fiat, Google Pay, Apple Pay is enabled. You purchase a ticket to participate in the stake run. And when dividing up the price pool, a ticket can be broken down into shards. And this is a lot of times it's still not a small enough denomination. So we are giving out GRIs as sort of dipping up the price pool as well. So Web2 users can accumulate their sort of accumulate the GRIs in their wallets, and potentially look for other ways to spend it. And tokens, you can also use tokens to play this game mode as well. This is sort of a built-in money changer conversion tactic that we created for stake run. And Metathon, as NF Thinker mentioned before, he already participated in. And thank you for you are one of our most valued customers. We for this is basically we are significantly lowering the cost and the barrier of entry to attend marathon events. But you don't even have to run a full marathon. You can do sort of a 5K, 10K, half marathon, full marathon, and you can do it at your own pace in the comfort of your own sort of community, your own surroundings. And this will sort of help spread the word in terms of the benefits running can bring to you. And we do give out NFT medals. It's a soulbound token, and also a physical medal as well if you choose to purchase a higher valued sort of item. And with the medal, you are able to there's a QR code, you can scan it to sort of see your wallet with what you're holding, and also there's a lot of hidden sort of Easter eggs within the metal as well. And if you happen to break it, it will be pretty exciting to find some, but I don't advise it. And in terms of this, we have launched our first Tokyo Marathon, and the second one will be Paris, and it will be sort of a global running infinity tour, which is spelled out grit. And in terms of to sort of popularize running, to bring to lower the entry barrier for running in marathon events, and to commemorate your achievements. I attended my first marathon back in December last year, and it was a very sort of exciting and mesmerizing experience, with like thousands of people running together, with more people sort of lined up along the way to cheer you on. Definitely makes me understand why runners run so much. We are also launching our sort of rental, a hybrid system of rental staking. I can't disclose too much details. It's not built, it's not live yet, but that sort of provides a passive income for Web3 asset holders. Even if you're not a runner, you are able to sort of hold our assets and obtain some returns from that asset. And there's definitely sort of some trading, some location-based settings for that rental system, where it will affect your returns, and even the weather will affect your returns as well. So it's going to be something very fun. And Monopoly mode is basically running around claiming tracks. After you hit certain milestones on a certain track, you are able to mint that track. And when people run on your track, they have to pay a fee. Basically, like similar to Monopoly, and this is something that's very exciting that we're building. And also in terms of so these are the sort of game modes and features that we're creating, and we are also giving sort of brands marathon events where they can sort of run raffles on our system to give out free tickets. These are very high valued items in terms of marathon tickets. A Boston Marathon, each ticket can cost upwards to $15,000. And by sort of helping them to create a blockchain-based sort of running record system and also raffling system, we are able to receive these tickets for free, and engage and run raffles with the community. And all they have to do is improve their credentials, which include asset ownership, transaction frequency, miles run, and also social engagement. And all these will affect the probability of receiving these, externalities, these airdrops. And these, after testing with a lot of runners, are actually the things that they really covet and really want. And this is another conversion channel, conversion sort of tactics that we have. So we are not only talking about, sort of Web2 to Web3 conversion. We are actually building product features that's creating product features that actually is built into our app. So that's sort of an overview. And in terms of project stats, we completed our fundraising first round of fundraising last October for 1.7 million. And we now have about 46,000 users. And in terms of our in-app token, it's a dual token system. It's already launched on Izumi Finance. And it's right now, we started sort of the swap ratio at 100,000 to 1 BNB. We're launched on BNB chain. And right now, after 3 months of operation, our token price already went up to 44,000 to 1 BNB. And NFT floor prices is around 0.07 BNB for regular sneakers, and for our Genesis is around 0.1. So it's not it's not something crazy. And after creating the rental system, I think we will be able to onboard thousands of users within the Web2 community. And so yeah, now let me jump into the product demo. Sorry to run on for so long.
Hey, that's cool. It's quite obvious that you have a lot of knowledge in this area. I think Z5 for Feng to share, I think you have to stop sharing because you can only do one screen at a time. There you go. So now you can get going, Feng. But yeah, just listening to you talk there, you can tell you're passionate, and the fact that you come from a relevant background makes sense that you're doing this.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yes, so I will, sort of run through the registration login process, and all the product features within the app. Just a minute. This sometimes the verification email takes a little bit time.
Yeah, it was relatively easy to set up when I set
Hmm.
it up. Another thing that I quite liked was the fact that you help people create a wallet, do the whole seed phrase thing straight in there.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
yeah, I was obviously a little bit wary of connecting my own wallet to Adapt. Not
Hmm.
not speaking about yourselves particularly, but just every time you connect to something new, and the fact that you could just create your own wallet straight within there, and it's integrated right within the BNB chain. That's nice and easy.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. So this is a dummy account. Sharing this is is okay. So as soon as you come into, there at the bottom there are 5 different tabs. First is, sort of like any other running tools, you can directly start running. Second tab is in terms of your inventories. You have your sneakers. It's already equipped. You
Are
can
you
just,
you're not actually showing your screen right now?
oh, I am. I thought I was. Sorry.
Nope, that's all good.
Ah, okay. Let me go back.
There we
Is it
go.
good now?
Yeah, that coming in okay, Z-Fi? Yep. All right.
Okay, sounds good. So you have 5 tabs at the bottom. Sorry, I wanted to demonstrate the sort of registration login process as well. That's but I guess we can skip that. It's quite easy. Um, and on this home screen, you can press the plus button at the center, and it goes directly into your inventory to equip your sneakers. And you will have different stats on the train. Right now, it says that's level N trainer sneaker, and the optimal speed range is 13 minutes to 7 minutes per km. And at the sort of bottom, you have different sort of the daily cap of GRI and how much you have earned today, the energy available, and we are utilizing distance instead of time for because this is more sort of attuned to running habits. I want to run 5K today. I want to run 10K today instead of I want to run 20-30 minutes today for runners. And the replenishment rate for our energy is, you have a little eye icon here. It's actually over 4-day period. So it's actually, it's not forcing you to run every day. you can actually, if you have enough sneakers, you can actually accumulate enough miles to actually finish a full marathon. And that's something we want to communicate to our runners, because like running twice a day is not healthy for you. It's you may get hurt, and we want to, and it may become a job, a chore for you. So we want to, make your own pace and actually not worry about energy replenishing so that you have to run to achieve your earnings. And the weather icon, it's coming soon. It's actually, will affect your earnings with your sneakers. This is something based on sort of your sneaker attributes. And this way, you can actually optimize, switch in and out, because when we launch the weather system, we'll also launch component system for our NFT sneakers as well. In terms of you can switch in and out of different components to adapt to different weathers or different locations. If you're running by the ocean, a water element sort of sneaker will increase your earnings, whereas a fire element sneaker will actually decrease earnings. So there's a lot of sort of small gameplay optimization that you can play around with. So this and once you click on run, it gives you a countdown timer,
Begin running.
and then you can start running, and
Run
by
pause.
pressing pause and holding longer to
Run
save
complete.
up.
Total distance was 0 kilometers miles and total time spent was 6 seconds. Give your tired feet a quick break.
And also the second part is second tab is inventories. You have your sneakers, you have your shoe boxes, and when you open one, it will go. Just press at the bottom. There's an open button. There's an animation. You open it and you receive a new pair of sneakers. And this, the efficiency is the most important sort of factor in terms of determining your earnings. And there's resilience, luck, and ventilation, and different parameters affecting different. And so this is, and you have passes as well. So a basic pass is to participate in the stake run, and a goal pass is basically three sort of basic pass combined together. And in terms of sort of nominal value, a goal pass, a basic pass is equivalent to $2. A gold pass is equivalent to $6. A platinum pass is equivalent to 18, and a diamond is equivalent to $54. And here you have, besides the move to earn portion, you have the metathon, and this is already completed. We finished our first, and NF Thinker, you will receive a physical medal for your efforts as well, which is exactly as shown in the picture, in terms of what the how the medals will look. Later I will show sort of and there's a Gritti Marathon 2023. In the back there's Tokyo, and in terms of medal design, we based it off of different themes, different cultural icons of different locations, different countries, different cities. And for the Tokyo is the Maneki Neko, is like a cat where it brings fortune. And also the Daruma is like a cheering on mascot kind of thing. And we have incorporated a lot of different elements into the medal, where it's attached to your own running records, and also attached to NFTs. And this is a sort of like a fidgety toy as well. You can spin it, and I've had fun with it. And for this one is ongoing for the Paris Marathon. And our medal design for this, the rooster is sort of a national icon of France. The French national soccer team actually uses the rooster as a mascot. And also at the bottom is a pretty famous movie, an older one, is Leon the Professional. And we have created sort of this medal for the Paris Marathon as well. And in terms of sort of sales performance for our Tokyo Marathon, we actually sold about 500 plus medals, and also we also sold some running shirts as well, as as shown here, running vests. And it was very. This was in connection with a local runner group that has about 7,000 members. And of those 7,000 members, 100 of them attended the Tokyo Marathon and actually wore our swags. It was definitely sort of very exciting. My co-founder actually participated and ran in the Tokyo Marathon, and he did it in, I think, around 5 hours. I did mine in 8 hours, so there's a competition going on. I need to catch up with him in terms of running prowess. And hopefully I'm training for my next one, and I'm thinking sort of the Singapore Sundown Marathon, and we will be having an official sort of partnership with the Sundown Marathon in Singapore as well. And yeah, hopefully I can get to that 5-6 hours range, at least within striking distance of my co-founder. And the second part is stake run, as I mentioned before. There are different running cohorts, and as you see, people can create these running cohorts and have sort of this duration is 10 days. Check-in is 3 times, and there's 210 GRI in terms of pledges that are stake, and the requirement is only running 1 km. And our users are learning. This cohort has about, I think, 26 participants right now. And in terms of, sort of creating these cohorts, I think we need to set these sort of requirements a little bit more difficult, because without that, only 1 km, the finish rate could be like almost all the way, all the time, 100%. And but from our experience in Web2, people actually set some crazy, people with crazy running abilities set 100 km per week as running requirement. And the returns for these can be, weekly return can be 0.4% to 20%. So it is, if you are a good runner, there's definitely ways to create these cohorts and and the stake run mode is very social as well. You bring in your friends to come into the cohort to compete against you. In this settings, you not only have monetary sort of gains, but also the bragging rights, the social flexing rights within your circles. And that's why we're very excited in terms of utilizing this game mode to bring in runner groups and when they want to compete against each other. It's an additional engagement tool for them to have fun, basically. And we are already in discussion with about 5 runner groups that have over 50,000 members. And these people run every day. And it will be fun to sort of bring them in and start exploring our app and sort of be the baseline traffic for the ecosystem. When the rental system is launched, Web3 can actually receive or earn sort of a passive income based on their workings. So it's sort of like, I don't want to say this, but it's like farmers on one side and asset owners on the other side, where there's that direct engagement connection to our NFTs and our tokenomics as well. So in terms of join this cohort, it's very simple. And just click on I agree to the service term and pay, and then you can also share this to your friends so they can scan the QR code or share it to Facebook or other social media platforms such as Twitter or Instagram. So here is and the other side, that's the GRI cohort, the token-based one, and there's the pass one where it's a fiat-based. You can, it's a similar sort of rule. You can pledge certain passes and join the cohort, and as soon as you complete it, you will receive your principal back and also share in the stakings of others.
Wow.
And we also created different leaderboards as well. So there's a stake run sort of jackpot, and there's the GRI distance. People run, this is sort of how many miles people have run. The fun part is the local heroes. So Japan is our largest community, and there's a combined of 2,000 kms around so far for this week. And France is our second largest community. Korea is third, and then there's Czechia, Russia, Belgium, Taiwan. So we're pretty, sort of global and decentralized in terms of our total sort of leaderboard. And here's the marketplace. As I mentioned before, the floor price is around 0.07 BNB. And it's very easy to sort of purchase and transact. Say, I want to buy this, confirm, and purchase successful. And it's already done. And on the, sort of the user part, you have all your features, and there's a badge system as well. Right now, it's just a digital badge, and in the future, we'll NFTify them and sort of to commemorate different. And we'll also update the designs of these badges in the future as well. And on the sort of at the top right corner, you have your current balance in terms of GRI and in terms of BNB, and click on the wallet button. This is our spending wallet. It's a centralized wallet. We have created this sort of hybrid system is because we care about user experience, and when Web2 users come in terms of we are used to sort of waiting for transactions to confirm, but for them is that instant gratification. So there's definitely needs to be sort of a more centralized version to be more friendly to Web2 users that we're trying to bring in. And also, you have your pending transactions. There's no pending ones, and you have different sort of deposits, airdrops, and different transaction history. And you can also create your, and I think you mentioned before, you can also create your own wallet, receive an email verification, and then memorize seed phrase. We'll walk you through the whole process. And you can also import your wallet by entering the seed phrase. Also receive an email verification to import a wallet to connect your email account to that wallet. And after you create your wallet, you can transfer assets from and there's a DEX built in as well, where you can directly convert GRI into BNB.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I've not played around with the decks side of things.
Mm-hmm.
We're pretty much coming up on time here, and we want to be
Yeah.
respectful to Mitch, who's our next presenter. Was there anything
Mm-hmm.
else within this app that you wanted to share before we wrap this up?
Yeah. So, in terms of what we are trying to create, what we are creating, is a social fitness platform. I'm already reaping the benefits of being a founder of this app. I lost right now probably up to 18 to 19 kilos
Oh,
since
wow.
I started. So that translates to what, like around 35
Hmm.
pounds. And yeah, and I've been healthier. I can breathe easier now. Shed all my COVID weight. I basically gained about 20 kilos during COVID, being very inactive and being holed up. So, right now and going outside, enjoying the fun, and actually, sort of having that sense of community is very important for the mental health as well. Like
Yeah,
I
definitely.
became such an introvert during COVID. It's kind of forgot how to sort of interact with people,
Mm,
and having sort of fun runners within your ecosystem, or sort of within your circles. People have positive energy, and that rubs off on you, and you are able to sort of get back into society in a way, and regain that mental health. It was a hard, a very tough 3 years, but we want to bring positivity, and we want to bring sort of sustainability in terms of people's health going forward.
yeah,
Yeah, sorry,
nice.
sorry to run for so long. I don't think we have any time for questions, right?
No, I think that's no, we don't have any time for questions, unfortunately, but anybody
Mm-hmm.
who wants to find out more can certainly get in touch with you guys directly via Twitter and your webpage,
Mm-hmm.
or feel free to get in touch here within the Bankless DAO server, and any of our local Gritti runners can answer questions for you. And you also have a Discord server as well, is that right?
Yes, we also do have a Discord server as well.
Perfect. Well,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I've really loved using it, as I mentioned before. And as you were just saying, it has helped me get out and shed a little bit of that extra weight that I've been putting on, and just to sort of engage with my body a bit more. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's really been fun working with you guys. And it's exciting to see what's coming up in the future, because you as a team are really working to shed the word or spread the word of Web3 and how it can help people get more engaged in this space. And
Mm-hmm.
so Bankless DAO is proud to be a partner with Gritti in that endeavor, and we're happy to co-market with you guys to get the word out there in that respect. So thanks a lot for everything you're doing, to you and all the team at Gritti.
Thank you so much for the invite. Had a great time here. Thank you. Thank you,
All
guys.
right, cheers, Feng.
Mhm.
All right, see you. Feel free to stick around for this next demo, because you might like it.